this stream button right there. And wait for Facebook. Starting live video. Oh, we is live, Evan.
Rock on.
It is show 189er.
We're getting there.
Getting there.
I say that every week.
I know. We're getting close to show 200. I am going to share this to my Facebook page real quick and we will get going. We did not do a show last week. Oh,
man. No, it's been 2 weeks.
Yes. And I apologize.
Did you survive the Super Bowl okay? I guess we've all made it through it this year. Well, made it through another Super Bowl.
It sucked. Dude, I didn't watch the halftime show. I listened to a lot of people complain about it. So then I kind of went back and I did try to watch it, but I'm sorry, man. I didn't understand it. I'm a blue collar mechanic. I'm not bilingual.
Well, I've heard some of the Spanish people are like, I don't understand them either. So, no, I didn't watch it. I don't understand it really. I didn't see the fit, and even if something's in another language, you can groove to something that's in another language if it's good. But watching the people watch him, it's just like the style of music or whatever in another language. It's like listening to an auctioneer to me. It had no real rhythm. It had no flow. It just, so like I said, I watched a little clip of it. I'm like, yeah, this isn't for me.
No.
And I just don't get it. Looking at the crowd, everybody was just like, what do we do? This would be a good time to take a pee, but everyone else is taking a pee. Just nobody looked really into it. Maybe a couple people kind of swaying a little bit, but overall, yeah. So I just don't understand it. But maybe I've heard they're wanting to go international with the kind of the football thing. Outside the States, so maybe they're trying to gain acceptance, like, more worldwide with this type of performer. I don't know. I don't get it. It's not for me. I didn't watch it. And then the second thing I think is funny, I still don't know who won the game just by being on Facebook.
Yeah.
And everything, because I've only seen one meme, and it was something about the Patriots defense. Some meme about, and I was like, okay, that tells me they must have lost, but no discussion of the game, period. And I mean, social media knows I'm not into sports, so it doesn't feed me a lot of discussion. But every year you can't avoid it from all the people you're friends with on Facebook. Everybody discusses the game, or whatever. And the game it must have been a snooze fest because nobody talked about the game at all. Like, wow, that was close, or wow, what an upset, or wow, I can't believe this call.
Yeah,
nothing.
First half was like 2 field goals. And I was like, nah, I'm done.
Really?
I'm done.
Okay. Oh, so there's one other thing. I don't know if everyone caught this. Ring did a commercial during the Super Bowl. Are you familiar with it? Ring, like the Ring cameras?
No.
Okay. During the Super Bowl, that is the most expensive time to place an ad.
Right.
Ring did a commercial about how their cameras could be networked and how, I guess I didn't see the commercial, but how a dog could be tracked through this neighborhood through these Ring cameras. So all these people realized, hey, other people can feed into my camera, and these can be networked and everything. So there was a backlash against Ring, and one their stock took a shit, and I've heard there's all these people, putting them on Marketplace. There's a flood of them on Marketplace. People like, I'm done with it,
Yeah.
which is funny. I mean, you got Alexa, you got a phone you carry around, which is a two-sided camera with a microphone. I
Yeah.
mean, really, when it comes down to it, we don't have an Alexa. Vicky had one of those when we got together, and I said, she gave it away. I don't know where it went, but I'm like, we're not going to have one of these in our house. It's adding to the dumbness. Your TV listens to you,
Yeah.
but so anyway, I was just amazed. I'm like, this company did a commercial, paid to do a commercial during the Super
Mm-hmm.
Bowl to effectively shoot themselves in the foot. It's. I mean, Budweiser, Bud Light did the dumb thing a couple years ago, but that really wasn't even an ad. They just sent a case of beer, a special case of beer to a person. It wasn't like they even put it in the store or promoted it or made an ad of it or anything. Anyway, I was just amazed that a company placed an ad to lose sales. And maybe this is a good awakening for some people. Ring is owned by Amazon, which Amazon contracts all this cloud storage with the FBI.
Oh yeah.
They also own Blink, the Blink cameras. That's all Amazon also. So, and also your Alexa. It all feeds into Amazon. And if you want the richest guy in the U.S. to know what you're up to, then go ahead. But anyway, I was just amazed if I was the only one who caught this ad that it was just like I said, shot themselves in the foot.
Here you go, Evan. A 30-second commercial during Super Bowl 60 cost about $8 million, but some companies have paid over $10 million for their spot.
Well, like I said,
Wow.
it cost him.
Jeez. $8
You have
million.
you have to be that ad exec and think, why did we do this? If we would have just kept our mouth shut, we would be further ahead.
Well, you know what though? I mean, it probably doesn't bother some people. Some people are probably cool with.
Obviously, some people aren't because it took a hit. It took a hit to them, and if people are waking up, that's cool. I just thought that was interesting.
It was. Also, the return Sunday, I did watch this. I did watch the Daytona 500.
Oh, I haven't watched that in years.
The end was pretty damn good. You only got to watch the last. And see, that's what I do. I'll turn it on and do stuff around the house. Like, hell, I'll take a nap. Do dishes, something like that. And then I'll pay attention like the last 20 laps or so. I don't need to watch all that going around, and because I know what's coming up, a left turn. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they're gonna go down there. They're gonna go straight, and they're gonna hang a left,
Yeah.
and then rinse and repeat.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've been to a couple races. I still want to go to Daytona, even though I'm not into NASCAR. I still want to go to Daytona. But see, I was a big Dale Senior fan, and then I quit watching after he passed away, and then I started rooting for Tony Stewart, and then when he retired, I was like, ah. Then they started changing all the rules, and I didn't like. I'm the more old school guy.
I used to go to Talladega once a year with
Yeah.
with some friends. We go down there motorhome. We camped out right behind the track. It was a good time, but it wasn't that good of a time. I'm not into racing that much and country music. And it got to be where it was a $600 weekend by the time you had fuel for the motorhome, campsite, tickets to the race, all your food and beer and everything, it all adds up, and it just wasn't worth it to take 4 days out of my life to for
Six
that.
shit, 600. Man, that was.
This is 15 years ago to go
Oh,
down to
I was gonna
Talladega.
say because, well, I guess it's been a while since we all went to Joliet, but yeah, that
Mhm.
last time, man, I think I spent damn near 2 grand. I was like, phew, for a
Mhm.
weekend, nah, I'm good. I think that's when I was like, nah.
I do think that one of the coolest things about NASCAR, and I hope it's still this way, is that you can take in your own cooler, your own soft-sided cooler, if it fits in one of those little
Yeah,
things. It's like a double six pack. Like if you took two six packs and stacked them on top of each other, that's what you're allowed. And you could take six plus beers and a bottle of water or two and a sandwich and stuff and take it into the track and not have to spend, $5 on each beer
ooh,
and all
5.
that.
I think you're being way under.
I'm going back in time.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what a beer
I bet
I
you.
don't know what a
I bet
beer
you
and
ain't touching a bottle of water for $5 at a NASCAR event now.
oh geez, I'm sure because I remember going see like Top Fuel here 20 years ago and it was 350 for a bottle of water. So I'm sure I can't imagine the inflation, the prices. I don't go somewhere and drink high dollar beer. I haven't in a lot of years. I rarely drink a beer and I'm not going and paying high dollar for one continuous.
Yeah, and I'm that way now. I might have a drink or two, but like, yeah, I'm glad it. These prices weren't 30 years ago, because
No.
I'd be broke the way I used to drink.
Oh yeah. I remember going to Vegas years ago. That was remember being
Shit.
at the pool and we would get like $8 beers. I think they were $8, and that was
Oh,
when was that? 15 years ago.
yeah.
Yes, I can't imagine what. Well, now they're $20 a beer in Vegas, and I'm not going to go pay $20 for or $30 for a mixed drink. It's
No.
just not. It's not worth it to me.
Nah. And
And
hell, a
that's why
mixed drink,
Vegas
hell.
is.
Yeah, Vegas is going to have to do something because
Well,
they are losing a lot of tourist business. Nobody's got any money.
you don't have. I didn't mean to get sidetracked on Vegas, but no, the tourism isn't coming into this country, and they've outpriced themselves with their parking fees and resort fees and their high dollar drinks, and yeah, they're killing themselves.
Yeah, and it used to be when you went into a casino and you were gambling, you could give a couple drinks or and they'd comp you a meal or something like that. But that was like 30 years ago. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's not like that anymore. It's not
They say
it's not tourist friendly anymore.
no. They say it's down 30%. I would,
Yeah.
from talking to people and from what I've seen, I would say probably 50%. It just seems to be way down. Places people go like it's dead here. It's dead here. I don't know how they're going to keep going. And that sphere, if Vegas dies, how much do you think was invested in building that sphere?
Mm. You got some investors that have got some big money in that and they haven't turned a profit on that. There's no
Oh,
fucking way.
not yet. When you think of probably when they started concepting this, it could have been 5 to 10 years ago. And when Vegas was rolling, and then they get it finished, and Vegas takes a dive. I would be scared. I could just see a lot of money and that thing being, wrapped up and just
Mm.
dormant and looking like another sad relic.
Oh, until they blow it up. Vegas loves blowing up shit. I love
Yeah, they sure do.
I love
When
watching
it was
that too.
profitable to constantly building new hotels and
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is the way they change building codes and everything like that. Sometimes you're better off. starting from scratch. So I could see that instead of, I mean, it sucks because we don't have, you know, you look at Vegas, old pictures of Vegas, it doesn't look like it did back in the, 60s and 50s. And most of those hotels are gone.
Mm-hmm.
The Flamingo's still there.
I like the Flamingo.
I
It's a
did
nice
too,
hotel.
man. I thought it was kind of cool.
Actually, Vegas, just walking through the different hotels, the architecture, they're pretty neat, and you understand why they demolish them and build them new ones all the time.
Yeah.
They're trying to outcock each other. They're trying to build the neatest and greatest and newest thing, and to be the attraction. And like I said, the money was there before. I just don't think the money's there now.
Mm-mm.
And it's I don't know if it'll come back when you have gambling everywhere, and I don't know if tourism is ever going to come back big time. So many people are afraid to vacation in the United States, and you get a lot of people that would come from all over the world just to gamble. And
Shit, I think anybody's afraid to go anywhere anymore. I mean, you can't.
tourism's down.
Yeah,
I know that. I
You
was
don't.
asking my sister because she works in a hotel up in Chicago. But I said, "Are you affected? What do you see with change in tourism?" And she said, "We're too big. We have, we can do We do big event stuff. We do corporate things. We can do multiple. We don't do as many weddings anymore, but we can do like 3 corporate events at one time or 3 huge weddings at one time." So she's like, "We don't see an effect with tourism that much." I'm like, okay, so but I would like to find out, from someone else who's like hotel industry to the effect.
Yeah.
I don't think people are traveling like they used to.
No. Well, shit, it's expensive.
That too.
And then I'm not gonna lie, I really don't want to go anywhere where I gotta go to the airport and sit there and wait, and then get put in a little ass tube that's hot as shit, or cold as hell, until they get that fucking plane running. Hey, it's 2026. Can we get some AC running? A couple HV batteries, something. We gotta do something. Fucking sitting there, got us in there like we're cattle and shit. I fuck flying.
I've been there. Flying is absolutely miserable. I don't care to ever fly again. After coming back from Japan, when I had my big flare up a year and a half ago, and I had my hell ride home for 12 hours, stuck in a seat, just totally in pain, and that was a nightmare. And after that, I'm like, I don't want to fly ever again. I hate flying, and that made it just worse.
No.
Yeah, I'll take some road trips, go see some things. I hate staying in hotels, but you got to do what you got to do.
I love the Gulf area, like Louisiana, Destin, Florida, just around the Gulf. And so I know I can drive down there. I've made it to Destin from Central Illinois in 11 hours. So I know I can do it. So I'll drive that shit. Even if I got to stop and get a hotel, But yeah.
Oh yeah, I've gone straight from Central Illinois to Texas in one day, the bottom of Texas, all the way down to Houston or back, 16 hours in one day. I'll do that. Your butt's sore the next day, your back's sore the next day, but I would rather do that and knock it out than. Yeah.
Plus, you can carry a little bit of weed on you, in your car. You can't do that on an airplane. Unless you use old inmate's briefcase.
Oh, I would never ride dirty.
Evan, we did miss February 5th. I am going to put this in my phone. National Fart Day. Was
the 5th?
Yes. They got a day for everything. Why not?
I didn't know there was needed one. Is this one of those fart awareness things like
I
cancer awareness? Like who's not aware?
it
We're
it
all aware of it.
it says February 5th is now considered National Fart Day. Celebrate responsibly.
I'll agree with that.
Like you should never light them.
That's true. That's true.
I've done it.
Yes. Caution. Flammable.
Man, did you hear about this dude at the Olive Garden? I guess it was a couple weeks ago.
No.
He just got kind of sick of life and like put his head in a fucking deep fryer.
Oh. Oh my.
After, yeah. An, an olive.
I take it he's passed away.
Yes, he ended up passing away.
Whew.
He thrusted his head into a deep fryer in what police have categorized as a suicide attempt. Nah, that wasn't an attempt. That motherfucker succeeded. Man,
You're right. It's not an attempt. It's a maneuver.
No, that dude, man.
There's got to be a lot less painful ways to do it if you want to go out. Yeah, that's a painful way. I don't want to go out real painful.
No, oh, dude, and just think your sinuses are, you got saliva and everything else in your body that's automatically just going up hundreds of degrees.
Yeah, I mean you're frying from the outside in, and I can't imagine a dunking head in frying grease. It's
Man.
whew, that's a horrible way to go. Wow, I remember in high school there was a girl working at it was one of the fast food places out by the mall, but I think they had taken the cover off the pit and they weren't horsing around, but she backed up into it, it's like sat into a fryer. She had major burns.
Oh man,
Ooh, rough one.
that is like, ooh,
Yeah, what a way to go. I mean, I'm not saying anything, but a gunshot would be self-inflicted gunshot. Would I imagine be a lot less painful than that? Yeah, I don't. Oh gosh, why would you do that?
man. He had
That's disturbing.
well, it said on one that he was more than likely high on PCP.
Hopefully, he didn't feel it. I don't know. You're gone.
And
Yeah,
man, I tell you what, them damn Pokemon cards or Pokemon, yeah, you got to be careful because them people that are into that shit, they take offense when you mispronounce it. But
that's still a thing.
yeah, a card sold for $16.5 million.
Oh, I remember we were in Japan years ago. They had some card that was supposedly worth a couple million at the store, but was it Pokemon? Oh boy. 16 million for a card that could someday everyone decide, yeah, this isn't worth anything, kind of like Beanie Babies. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you remember that?
Some people thought they were going to retire on those stupid things.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, these are worth 15 cents a piece now.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Evan, there are a couple stupid news stories. Organized crime in the UK. Guess what they're stealing, Evan?
Organized crime in the UK. Cameras?
No.
So they can do more organized crime?
Used cooking oil.
For making biodiesel?
I'm wondering.
I'm guessing it's, became a hot commodity. My dad was in the restaurant business, and he used to have to pay to have that disposed. And then I think by that time he retired, they used to pay him for it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's for making biodiesel and all that.
Yeah, you are absolutely right, Evan. It is being stolen to use as biodiesel. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when fuel gets expensive, people look for alternative ways.
Oh, there you go.
I've always wanted to do that. I watched a show years ago. You know that trucks that used to be on Saturday morning show.
Oh
Those,
yeah, what a great
it,
show.
oh, that Stacy David.
Yeah,
What a legend. He's
yeah.
still going today. He looks rough, but man, he's still going. Um, but he had a whole contraption. Put the diesel in there. You mix with like methanol, and you let something separate, and you strain this off, and then you let this mix with this, and boom, you're done. And yeah, you power your diesel truck or whatever, your Volkswagen Rabbit
Oh, there you
from the
go.
80s or something. There's not that many cars. I guess Mercedes made some passenger diesels, but
So there was this wanted drug dealer in the UK, Evan, and when the cops went to his house, he rigged the property with Home Alone style booby traps.
we're not going to fall for the heated doorknob trick. Don't touch that cherry red doorknob.
this this headline kind of got my. We're gonna have to dig into this one. Pakistan's famous kite festival returns after 19 years after being considered deadly.
Really?
Uh,
Kite festival got deadly for a minute.
oh, okay. So these dumbasses get on roofs and do all these kite flying and everything, but they forget that there's power lines, Evan.
Yeah, that's
And then one guy 2 decades ago was trying to fish his line or his kite off a power line with a metal rod.
what could go wrong? So wait a minute. Did you say this returned after 19 years?
Yes, it has been banned since that guy died 19 years ago. You know, they hated that dude. Nobody even showed up. Oh, we can't fly our kites now every year.
It's funny because I'm thinking about kites and I'm thinking I haven't heard of anyone talk about kites in 19 years, probably 38 years, to be honest with you. Even no one even says go fly a kite anymore. That's how long it's been since people fly
Yeah,
flew kites that they live. No one even uses that expression. I think if you said that to someone, go fly a kite, they'd be like, what?
that's pretty
Huh.
funny, Evan. I just got
I'm
an
such a
ad.
boomer.
An ad popped up for Cyndi Lauper live in Vegas, April 24th, 25th, 29th, May 1st, and 2nd.
Vegas. It's a sphere just playing.
The Coliseum at Caesars.
Oh.
So there you go. If you go see Cindy, tell her you heard it first on now from
I actually heard that Tool that they were talking about doing a residency at the Sphere. I doubt it will happen, but I can. The only reason I could see is those guys are all around 60, and they're probably sick of touring. So if they want to keep doing what they do and make money, you just do shows at the Sphere. But
Yeah.
and I can't imagine the price to see them. I mean, we're talking
Oh.
about Tool. They're top dollar tickets usually anyway.
Oh yeah, I wanted to go see him in Missouri, and I think I had a seat behind a pillar, and it was still $400.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, their tickets aren't cheap. They put on a huge show, huge production.
Evan,
Ye-
Indian woman tricks family into thinking she transformed into a snake.
Watch me. I'm gonna go in this closet and I'm gonna come out of this snake pot. Okay. What the hell?
She fakes snake transformation to escape an arranged marriage. Well, that would suck. Because, I mean, now, look, if it's a good-looking family, hey, not so bad. But, man, what if you get, like, some cross-eyed chick's got a big old hairy mole, mustache? I mean, come on. There's, I might fake turning into something, Evan.
That's got to be scary. Those people, actually, I knew a couple. I believe they were arranged. They're from Syria. He passed away a couple years ago, but I believe they were arranged.
Yeah, I've never
I believe they might have met on their wedding day.
Wow. And how long were they together?
Forever. Till he passed away a couple years ago.
No, so they must have, I mean, I guess it can work.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that, but I'm thinking that was the story. I'll have to check with the family on that one.
Now,
but I believe they were arranged, and he was quite the playboy. And his family said enough. He was playing around, or so he said. And anyway, you're going to settle down, and boom, it was one of those things. You're marrying her. I don't have to see.
Damn.
Yeah, wouldn't that be a trip?
That would suck, really.
Some of those marriages go the distance, but a lot of times it's not fair. Usually the woman's locked in, and it's not like she can just financially up and leave, and
Or can she even leave in some of those? I think in some of those you're stuck.
Probably.
Man.
Unless there's major reason. I remember talking to a girl, Caterpillar, about that years ago, and she said unless they've got like some sexual issue, like, or I wouldn't want to get into it. I don't want to say words, or like a drug problem or something like that they can get out of the marriage. If there's some issue that the person is doing that's not something that people normally work out. But yeah, I used to work with a lot of Indians at CAT. They're interesting. Cultures.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I went to Dave Moreland to see if he had a open shut case, but it is dumb. Somebody stole a door off a snow fortress made. It's just a piece of plywood. Not sure how that's news. So anyway, if you want to read that story, you can go to Dave Moreland at bozocriminal.com. We use Dave quite a bit. Might as well give him a shout out. Man, I pulled a rear end out Friday.
You're talking about of an automobile?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I put it back in today. And it's just weird because I never thought I'd be doing that shit. And
it's cool to do major surgery, isn't it?
It kind of is. It's a good feeling when you back that sumbitch out that, when it did not have any wheels or anything on the back end, everything was gone. But these new vehicles having that rear subframe, it's a little different now pulling the rear end.
Is you pull it, it's like a whole cradle.
Yeah.
You pull the whole thing out as one piece and replace everything as one piece.
Yes. It's kind of scary. But I got it, man. I got it up there by myself. I mean, I didn't hold it up there, but used a shop crane and then, engine hoist and transmission jack, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'm used to doing that stuff on the floor. I could, if with just hand tools, I could have the rear end out of my 68 in an hour.
Yeah.
And that was regular wrenching and crawling around underneath. That's putting up on jack stands, getting a jack underneath and some roller skate thingies, and that's yeah. I'm not used to doing things on a lift because I've never really had one. It'd be so much easier if you have the things to hoist something up into place.
Oh, dude. Yeah,
And
I
that's
couldn't
well,
have
that's
done
the
it.
way your new cars, like most of them, if you have to pull an engine, don't you just drop everything out the bottom, like the cradle assembly and all. Rarely pull motors out through the top.
Yeah, my
I know with our Ford Flex, we have a
no, we
16
drop
Ford
them.
Flex.
Yeah, we drop them from the bottom.
Yeah, if you do a timing belt on or chain or whatever and water pump on our Ford Flex, some of the mechanics will do it in the vehicle and some of them just drop them out the bottom, the whole thing. But I don't believe they ever pull them out the top. Usually, I think, yeah, and your Camaros are always that way because they just were the engine was half tucked under the dash.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know like anything on my truck that needs transmission or anything like that, if I take it to a shop, they'll lift
Mm.
uh they'll lift the body off.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I can't believe they do that, but I know a lot of your diesel trucks to get to those certain injectors or to do certain things, they just have to pull the cab off,
Yeah.
pull and and what is those newer Camaros? To get to the heater core, there's two bolts that you have to remove the windshield to get two bolts to get the heater core out.
Wow.
That's just stupid.
Dude, I Chevy has taken a hit over the last few years. And Ford took a big one too, and I just found this out from a story I was reading, but supposedly and I don't know cuz it was like on a board. So but Ford has made it where you like the Mach 1s and shit like that they released last year, they won't let you tune them. That you it'll let you tune them, but then Ford can come in and just put it right back to factory.
This is an electric vehicle.
No,
Okay,
so they
it's a
got
gas vehicle, but you're still connected to them.
yeah. That's how they're doing all this shit with all the they give you a special um because look, they want control over all the vehicles. There was a law passed not long ago where um they made it where they can pretty much shut your vehicle down.
Oh, yeah, I remember them discussing that the OBD3
Yeah.
years ago, which we've been OBD2 forever. OBD3 never really took place. Okay, we have our newest vehicles is like I said, the Ford Flex. It's a 16. We're not connected to any type of system,
No.
but and I thought the only vehicles that were that way were the Teslas. Where Teslas, they can go in
Mm,
like I told years ago when there was a hurricane in Florida. He said, I'll extend your battery life, and I'll cover the warranty hit if there is one to get these people more range to get out of Florida when they couldn't get charged. Um, but Tesla was the only vehicle I knew that you were still hooked up directly, and now BMW, they've got a thing where they sell the heated seats is on a monthly subscription that they could turn them on and off.
yeah.
But okay, so all OE vehicles these days
What they're if you've
they're all
got a
connected.
if you've got a computer in that and you are using any kind of uh, GPS signal, any subscription, um, like
Okay,
I think Mercedes has got the My Mercedes or whatever app, and
GM had OnStar.
yeah. So you got anything like that, even if you don't subscribe to it, the computer and everything is still there.
And they're monitoring it.
For
and
sure.
they can make changes. If you move something out of a parameter, they can put it back into a parameter.
Yeah.
It, okay, I guess I knew that, but didn't. I never really thought about it to the extent of that all cars are connected these days. Wow. Uh, uh, this is a new age, and the backlash against it, I think is going to be huge. It's starting to be big, where people are tired of these vehicles with just so much technology, and we talk about this all the time. We probably bore the shit out of people, but I do see a kind of backlash is with
You are
kind of like
starting to
right
see
now
it.
people are tired of subscription services. The generation, the millennials now are starting to buy CDs.
Yeah.
These DVDs, things like that have become, people are wanting to go back to older systems as the new stuff gets so high tech, and they're tired of paying and repaying for, look, we bought all our own music years ago. Now we're paying a monthly subscription to listen to the same stuff that we already own. It's just in the closet. We're too lazy to drag it out and put it in the player. Wow. Anyway, I just see a backlash as these cars are getting high tech. There's people like me that are trying to build their forever vehicle, an older vehicle that they can maintain and they can drive for some years and not incur any big expenses.
Yeah. But well, a lot of people, they want I think they want comfort over reliability,
Sure.
because
Yeah.
it's easy to have a heated steering wheel and all that shit until that heated steering wheel goes out and fries a bunch
Oh.
of other wiring and oh
Oh, I get it. New cars are so much more comfortable. They're easier to deal with on a
yes.
daily basis. I've daily driven a 50-year-old car. I mean, you lived across the street from me. I used to drive an old
Yeah.
car in single digit temperatures before snowfall. I was hardcore for a lot of years. It's not easy. Just the noise, the vibration, just everything about it. It's so easy to get into a new car, and it just drives like a feather. And but it gets to the point where, what is this all worth? And anything that goes wrong, I can't control it. I've got to call the dealership and wait 3 weeks to get it in. Because, I mean, that's, I'm talking about a Ford dealer. They've talked about how backed up they are right now.
Yeah. Everybody is.
Well, Ford has said they're down so many thousands of techs in the United
6,000
States. Oh yeah,
and
and they're like, it's
and
3 weeks to
growing.
get your car into 3 weeks to get your car into service, and sometimes people can't wait 3 weeks.
Dude, nobody wants to go in this industry. I mean, if you think about it, to go and to start in the mechanic field, okay, if you don't go to school and you like just get on with the shop and you start from maybe a small cheap set of tools, that first year most of the money you make is going to go back into tools.
Mm-hmm.
The first couple years probably.
Yeah,
And cuz
you're
I'm
spare.
yeah, cuz I'm still buying shit. And not because I want to, but my rule is if I got to borrow it twice, I got to buy it.
Yeah, you need it. You need it.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's crazy, man. I think they got to
It's
do something different with the pay though. I don't think flat rate and then you have I don't want to go too far into this. It's just I don't know.
there's going to
There
have to be a
there's
change because younger people, as you say, aren't wanting to get into it. It's a tough field, and the pay is not there. And what most people say, oh, I can make this much an hour. Well, if I do this, I can make this much an hour, and I don't have to spend $100,000 in tools over the next decade or so.
right.
And the complexity. Young kids are just, most younger people aren't growing up hands on anymore.
No.
because most things aren't really user accessible. Maybe growing up tinkering with your bike, but
Right. Yeah, you're right there. I didn't even think about that because hell, some of these new cars now they don't even have a dipstick to check your
hmm
oil. You do
yeah,
it
what
on
do
a
you do with them?
computer screen.
Yeah, but younger people aren't growing up into mechanical things, and cars are getting less mechanical. They're getting more electrical, but they're so high tech. There's not a lot of young people getting into it, and the older guys are hanging in there. Um, it's gonna be interesting, this industry.
Man,
I hope we haven't bored people with this, because I know we talk about the decline of the automotive industry, but
it's
it's ugly, and something's got to change.
dude,
It's gone too far, and it really needs a step backward.
it is something that we have watched. And I here's the thing, we don't have, most of our listeners are pretty close to our age, some of them even older. So we don't really have a younger crowd, but we have been watching the decline of the auto industry probably for the last 30 years, I would say.
Well, we're at the point right now. Most of the people are saying, "Give me a '90s or 2000
Yeah.
car. Anything made like 2010 forward." There's so much. Your body control modules, all your different modules. Okay, cars had computers for quite a while. I mean, I've got that New Yorker sitting here. I was gonna flip it, or I was gonna fix and flip, and now I'm like, I'm just gonna keep this thing. It's an '89. It's got a computer, no big deal. But that's it. It's got a basic computer to run the engine and transmission, and nothing else, and nothing that can't be worked around. I could put a booming stereo in it. I could do whatever I want, and um, yeah, this. So I, not to burn out our discussion in the auto industry, but I see all the time about how the cars of, like, the collectors' cars of the 40s and 50s are starting to die off as your older boomers and silent generation are moving on. They're passing these cars down, or they're dying off,
Yeah.
and I always think 60s cars are going to remain solid. 50s cars are dropping, but now we have this backlash against newer cars where people are starting to want to collect some of the cars from
Uh-huh.
2 decades ago, and I'm like, we've got something it's going to increase the value of those older cars more than they naturally would. So there's something else happening in the hobby and the trend right now.
Dude,
It'll
do
be
you
interesting to see where it goes as the price of cars, collectors' cars, and not so collectors, but just 70s and 80s cars, I think are going to start to come up kind of
yeah.
quick, as people like, hey, give me something old. I can throw a V8 in, and I can buy a crate, small block, and throw it in there and just keep driving the thing. And it's simple. It's just going to be interesting. But yeah, I'm sorry, people. We've probably really burned you out with this conversation today.
Mm, that's all right. Hey, before we get out of here, I do got a little bitch of the day. Um, but before we do that, and I know we're getting away from the list, but there was one that links into this. So this is 10 celebrity link cults that exist today and the stars associated with them.
Celebrity linked cults.
Yes. Like the first one, Scientology.
Okay.
And
And Tom Cruise.
John Travolta, Elizabeth Moss, Danny Masterson. There's a lot of them Scientologists on Hollywood.
Wait a minute. Danny Masterson, he was the one who got convicted from the
Yes.
70s show?
Yeah.
He was assigned. Oh, boy. Wow. Okay.
Erhard Seminar Training. Yoko Ono, Jeff Bridges, and Raul Julia.
Raul Julia, he passed away
Yeah.
years ago. I can't imagine being in a cult led by Yoko Ono. You're breaking up the band, Yoko.
I'm gonna try to pronounce these as well as I can, but we all know I got a little redneck in me. So, Brother Brethrenarianism. Michelle Pfeiffer.
Really? I've never heard of this
Yeah,
cult.
I haven't either. You don't need food or water to survive. All they need is good old life, energy, and sunlight. Yeah, I bet you that sounds stupid as shit.
Hmm.
Uh,
Okay. Quite the cult.
I know I'm gonna mess this up. The Kabbalah Centra, Madonna, Britney Spears, Demi Moore, and Ashton Kutcher.
The Kabbalah Central.
Yeah, the Kabbalah Central, but it says CENTRE Central.
Oh. Yeah, I'm sure they're all part of the show. They're in the club as George Carlin said.
Children of God, Ladder Family,
Mm,
Walking Phoenix, Rose McCowan.
really?
Yeah. I have no idea what the fuck this is. NXIVM.
Hmm.
I don't even know these people. Allison Mack, Kristen Crook, and Grace Park.
I don't know what that is. And
I don't know.
IVM. Interesting. We need a Jamie.
I know. Bring that up. Why does it just say R. Kelly? R. Kelly's life. R. Kelly. The cult of Jared Leto. That dude's a weirdo.
Jared, yes, he's got his own cult now. he there's oh man, we get a little conspiracy here. In Arizona, there's an old military base. I think it's called Wonderland Ranch,
Mm.
and it has a film studio there, recording studio. Why does a military base have all this stuff? Supposedly, this is where a lot of bands got their start. Jim Morrison, The Doors. Jim Morrison was a military brat. His dad was an officer on the Gulf of Tonkin. Um, uh, I'm trying to think of the other. Zappa, Frank Zappa, same story. A lot of these mm, groups that we thought of being hippie, kind of gr- grown organically at the time,
Mm-hmm.
weren't. They were kind of more
See,
produced,
yeah,
more
see,
like the Monkees.
I,
So anyway, this is where this military base is where a lot of these bands supposedly got their start. I think Mamas and Papas was another one. Crosby, Stills, Nash. There's a whole bunch of them. Anyway, Jared Leto owns this now. He owns that military base.
oh
I thought
man.
very interesting. I haven't followed much about this guy. He's got a band that I've listened to a few of his songs. I'm like, yeah, no thanks. But he's got a cult. Yeah, there's some people really into that dude. But
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that he owns this old military base, and it's like in a regular neighborhood almost. It's very strange the location. But there's a book about it. It's called like Tales from the Valley. Um, I can't remember the name of the city. Anyway, that's the gist of it.
Yeah.
So what else do we have? Sorry.
That was it, Evan. But yeah, these celebrities, man, and then they get on these award shows and they say stupid shit like, we had this Billie Eilish a few weeks ago that said, nobody's illegal on stolen land. Then she goes back to her, you know, gated $1 million mansion with security and everything else, and she's not living out here. And none of these celebrities are out here living in the real world. You might see them out at a grocery store or at a fucking, but no, most of the time they're in their house and, or somewhere you can't afford to fucking go.
And they're protected.
And then they get on these award shows and they gotta give their 2 cents, and it's like, shut the fuck up.
Just accept your award and say thank you.
Yeah, and Ricky, what's that guy's name? Ricky
Survey
Gervais.
yeah.
He told him a couple years ago, come up here, get your award. Nobody wants to hear that shit, and they don't get it. And I know you get shit online. Oh, some people like it. No, they don't. The majority of the people that matter, they didn't give a shit. That nobody knows when these award shows are on anymore because nobody cares.
Yeah, and these celebrities, they're just so used to people kissing their ass that they just believe they have this artificially inflated, self-worth that just they think, oh, everybody just loves me, hangs on every word I say because I'm just famous. And okay, you acted in some movies, you did a nice job.
Yeah,
Yeah, shut up.
but
Take
what
your
if,
award and
what if this
say thank
shit
you.
goes sideways? There's no more TV. What good are those fucking people then? Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, they haven't had it. Good luck. Good luck to you.
Do they still have infomercials late at night? We might see you on one of them.
No, you ain't gonna see none of them. But I don't know.
Oh well.
And nowadays too, I mean, we see what the power of silence can do. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Well, you can go back to the Bud Light thing. You kind of brought that up earlier. There was nobody said go and don't drink Bud Light. Nobody. It was silence. And then people spoke, but without saying a fucking word. They just quit buying it.
Yeah.
And I think that'll happen with celebrities too. I think once people kind of wake up, and most people are.
I think with the Epstein stuff coming out, there's going to be an even bigger backlash against Hollywood politicians as people see these people are all in it.
Man.
So many people are now are like they talk like we do often. They're done with Hollywood. They're tired of movies that have no depth, that are just recycled.
That's all it is.
Yeah, recycled other things and people are they're getting tired of the new music, the new movies, and they're getting tired of their politicians, of what they're getting away with, and putting it in our face all the time.
Dude,
nobody ever gets arrested.
No.
Nothing ever happens. Something happens.
No.
We find out these people did it. Nothing ever changes. We move on.
Yeah.
And it's something new, and then nobody ever gets busted.
Keep that
and we
news
forget about
cycle.
it and we move on.
Keep that news cycle going, baby. Something worse is going to happen tomorrow. And
yeah. Like I said, I just see the backlash against the whole system. It's crumbling.
It is.
It's going to be interesting to watch.
We might not see it, but yeah, we're going to see the fall of.
I feel like we're documenting the decline,
dude. And I don't think this is the first time either. I really don't. I'm a big. That's my conspiracy theory. Is I do not think we are the most advanced civilization to occupy Earth. I think there's been several more. I think that's where the pyramids and shit came from. I think there's signs in there. But we better
there's
quit.
Been a
it's
reset
almost
or
9
two.
o'clock.
Yeah, you're right. All right.
All right, Evan, tell them latest.
Okay, people, sorry we couldn't be with you last week. We're glad you came back this week. Weather's going to be nice. Hope you had a good Valentine's Day. Come see us next Monday. We love you.
the weather's going to be nice for a while because I'm still seeing some 20s. We're getting teased in the Midwest now. It was almost like 60 something today. So, yeah, we're going to get teased. It's only February. We still got March to get through, and March can be a bitch. So,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
being.
It was a nice break, though.
Yeah, it sure the hell was. But anyway, guys, we love you. Peace. Be good to one another. We will catch you next week. We're going to keep doing the live shows as long as we can. But I think around the summertime, I'm going to be moving. And I'm going to be moving probably to on the outskirts. So I don't know how good the internet's going to be out there. And, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It might just be a recorded show, but until then, and then we got show 200 coming up, which I'm going to make sure we'll figure out when that's going to be, and then me and Evan's going to do that show live together.
Yeah.
We're going to try like hell. But anyway, that's Chili442. I'm Al from D-Town. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace. We love you. Be good to one another.